Hey everyone, welcome to my New York City urban garden. Last week I did not do a garden tour because they're doing construction here on my building too now as well. They're fixing the roof and it's very noisy. The construction crew just came in, so I know that I don't have a lot of time before it gets a lot of noise up there, so I'm just gonna try to do it quick for today because I already didn't do a garden tour last week. There's a lot of exciting things going on, so I kind of want to show that around. And I've changed a few things for privacy. I put in my green stalks back there so I can have a bit more of a quieter time when I'm in the garden, because a lot of people tend to come and talk to me when I'm here, which I think is great, and they mostly have a lot of positive feedback. But also I needed some time to have this garden, so it's also becoming increasingly hard to film these videos with the noise. The city is busier. I'm in New York City and it's now the end of July and I feel like there's a lot of people around. There's a lot more noise, so it's very harder and harder to try to film here because I have to stop all the time. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to be doing these garden tours every week now from now on. Maybe I'll do once a month. Try to do some more inside videos where I'm not that bothered by the noise very much. But let's see, I'll keep you guys in the loop. And to start, let's just do something different this time. Let me show you guys something. Okay, I just want to show a bit of the harvest for this week. I have all nicely laid down here on the table because I take some pictures for my Instagram. And that's how I stage it. I have this little thing here, this is just a background photography thing. And I got this nice basket. A couple of my sunflowers got knocked down with the rain, so I decided to put them in the picture too, and later they're gonna go in my vase arrangement for inside my house. But just thought it was fun to show some harvest here too. These peppers are looking really good. They're finally starting to ripen. You see, I've got to harvest them. And since I have all those tomatoes right here, I'm gonna probably try to do some salsa or something this week with them. These guys here have already harvested some, and I just pickled them, and they were so good with a quick vinegar, sugar, basic quick pickle, and it was delicious. So I'm definitely doing that again. I prefer enjoying them pickled than raw. They just taste like regular sweet pepper. And some other things that I have to harvest, this very nice eggplant here. I think it's called Antiqua eggplant. I have another eggplant growing here. I think this is a Rosa Bianca, like a brown one. I'm very excited. I don't have the tag, but I'm hoping that's what that is. Also, I'm getting lots of vine borers, so I decided to put some foil on. I can explain more of that in another video, but I have some foil in there trying to protect the stems of my squash. And there's another squash there, female flower. Hopefully got pollinated. I have another squash right there that did get pollinated and is growing, the patty pan squash over there. And so I'm excited to harvest that as well. This one here, it's full of flowers. I tried to attach a clip from the morning where all of these were open. It was so pretty. There's also a patty pan. And I have the green stalks. I changed the layout of my garden to get some privacy. A little bit more privacy now in the summer. So I put the green stalks in there and a tall plant. And I have the huge tall sunflower growing up there that hasn't opened yet. I think it's a yellow one. And that way I can come here on this table and do my work. Sit down here in the morning, plan the menu for my clients and all of that. So it's been working out really great. So I love that now I kind of found out a layout that works for us, so I can have this beautiful view. But someone just stopped asking me questions, so I had to stop the video. But here it is. That squash is looking great and climbing as planned. And let me show you guys this green stalk. I really like the way it looks right now, how full and nice it looks. And then I like the contrast of colors in there. That tomato plant's not doing very well because of all the rain we had and just in the heat, so I'm just gonna let it die. I'll harvest the tomatoes. This one up here, it's looking great. I gotta harvest, I have all those tomatoes there, but still gotta harvest all of this, which probably wait for tomorrow, because when I eat that for dinner and tomorrow I'm gonna have a salad. with these tomatoes here. The squirrels don't seem to bother them as much, so I'll leave it. These nasturtiums, I love the color of them. We eat them too. They add a very nice peppery flavor to things. If you haven't checked that out, I have posted a video where I took the pesto pasta and I have garnished with some nasturtiums and other flowers, and it's very pretty, so check that out if you're curious. And they have this kale that's starting to pick up. I don't think it's going to get really big, but let's just live in there, see how it's going though. Very noisy in the streets today, unfortunately. I have these zinnias here that are a red zinnia, like a wine burgundy zinnia, giant. I planted them very late, so I'm curious to see how they're gonna do. I love the zinnia over there, blooming next to these beautiful nasturtiums. Flowers are just looking so pretty in the garden right now. And the beans are finally starting to climb my rescued bed frame. Hopefully they'll get that a little bit pulled out, more full. And sorry about the trash can there. It's have a renovation in the roof and they keep putting stuff in there. But it shows you. And the cucumbers are looking a little yellow. So I think I've seen a lot of cucumber beetles. So I think that's what is causing that to happen. But I planted another one there to see if I can see that one will do. And then I planted another squash on that corner too, because I got the seeds from this company that I'm very excited about. So I really wanted to do it. Even though it's late, just as an experiment, see how that's going to do. Let's take a look at the raised beds now. Look at this, how exciting. This little squash, this is a honey nut squash. It's a mini butternut squash. The female flower, the flower is open. So I hope it gets pollinated. The male flower from that one is actually closed, so you're gonna try to get some pollen from a different squash and try to pollinate here, because I really want that to set into fruit. And I planted some snake beans here, some Chinese red beans. I think they're called long beans. It's the same that's growing up here, but that one's getting yellow, and obviously I did it I put it in a very small pot, so I decided to give these guys a bit of space. And I still have borage growing from the plant that was there. I took that down too. And then I hope that I also catch the trailers, because I was expecting that to happen. And this tomato here, I've harvested a few already, and some are turning color. I'm going to go ahead and get those two, so the squirrels don't get them first. And after I harvest all the tomatoes, I'm going to get rid of this plant, because it's definitely struggling with the heat and other water. And look, I just noticed here, squirrel just ate a sunflower. This is what happens once it starts to get into seeds. The squirrel actually, or birds, will take it out and eat it. So this is what's just found over here. They're messy and leave it behind. I wonder what plant was it. Maybe it was that from that guy over here. This is a huge sunflower that I can't wait to open. So big. Take a picture, post it for reference later probably. Anyways, back to the tour. And I have this tomato that volunteered that transferred to this pot, and hopefully they do well, since all my other tomatoes are pretty much done now. So looks like we're gonna have another cucumber from this plant. This looks a little swollen, so I think got pollinated. And that's in here on this big squash. I think there's one there that I hope got pollinated too. This shard needs to be harvested. I am just being in so much I haven't had a chance, but I really need to harvest some of that to eat too. Got some cucumbers in the back as well. The carrots are looking really good. I probably will have to pull them really soon as well. I don't know if you guys go back, you see I had carrots all over here before, so I've been slowly pulling them out to clear out. But since this one was an opening, look at this behind. I left those carrots there, so I have to address that too. And okra is finally picking up, so it's getting bigger. Hopefully gonna have some okra too. We had an okra from that little tiny plant there, but that plant's not doing super healthy, so just getting shaded. But I'm glad that this one here is doing well. We have that squash here that has some female flowers too. This guy got attacked by the vine borer. You can see how it looks like there. That's vine borer damage. Unfortunately, I have to kind of bury this with some more soil and try to, I don't want to open and try to find a worm, but I might have to do that too. And eggplant doing good. Cucumber climbing over here. That one's getting really big. I moved the big tomatillo pot to this side so you can see if there's some more pollination and get some tomatillos. And look at that. There are some baby tomatillos finally setting in there. Looks really dry, but it's gonna rain today, so I'm trying my hardest not to water. And this beautiful kale here, the nasturtium there is starting to climb the kale, so look how kind of cool it looks. Almost looks like the kale is flowering. This pretty nasturtiums. Oh, I have an eggplant here. This is actually pretty big. In a couple of days, probably ready to harvest. This is the little patty pan squash that I showed from behind there. So the stem of this one doesn't really look that much damaged, but I kind of want to put some foil, see if I can prevent. There's one there with foil. You're supposed to put foil on the base of that, about 1.5 inches, so the borers don't put the eggs and they don't hatch into and go inside of your stem and start eating the plant from the inside the larva. So there's a little, might have one there. I might have to cut it open and try to find the larva, which I hate, but anyways, power gardening. Not looking forward to. And then I have some edamame here that I kind of keep forgetting to show, but look at this. They're in this little small pot, but they're looking pretty decent. I'm gonna probably harvest them soon to eat steamed with some ponzu sesame oil. Very excited. With just some furikake and sea salt, I don't know. But I love edamame. And obviously I'm not expecting a big harvest from this plant. I just want to see how the plant grows and learn about it. And beautiful zinnia over here. I took some of the zinnias out, as you guys saw, to put in over there for the picture, to put inside my house along with the sunflowers since the squirrels are eating. Also, I had a sunflower head here with a bag that I was trying to save for seeds, and someone took it. I don't think it was an animal, I think it was someone that passed by, which I think is really sad. But unfortunately, they took it, and I'll probably try to save this one since the squirrel ate the other one, because I do want to get some seeds from this beautiful sunflower here. But so I'm going to try it again. That's a bit of the sad part of living in a busy street, but there's another okra there that's starting to pick up. I'm very excited. It's in the shade, so I don't know if it's going to do well or not, but if it does, I'll be very happy. That's a green kind of okra. These ones over here are all red. Zinnias are doing good. This is a Poblano Pepper that had to kind of go tall because the zinnias were shading, but I'm glad it did. And it has a lot of flowers now, so I hope it's had some fruit. I transferred that big bell pepper here because I wanted more space in the ground there. Some more carrots around. There's another squash I planted there. That guy is growing up, which was the plan, and I'm very happy about it. And lemon verbena also looking really great. I love this. Smells amazing. And I have pruned and dried a bunch for tea, and I want to make infuse some coconut oil, but it just came back beautifully, so I'm very happy I took the time to prune it. And here on this side of the green stalk, I think I showed these carrots. This is a transitioning part. I need to kind of start taking stuff down and start putting fall veggies in here. Really haven't had a chance yet to do that, but tons of beans in here. And here too, these peppers are looking really great. There's more carrots. Probably harvest most of these carrots. One mulata pepper here. They struggled in the beginning and it has one plant, but that's one fruit. Let's see how that goes. Remember that chard that I actually harvested? It was on the top. I did change some of the direction up here because I amended the soil. I took everything down. That actually is sending. I just cut it, remember, and then I kind of put soil on top and planted some beans, but it's actually sending these new leaves that I can eat with, like, for mixed greens or baby greens. So I'm gonna cut that up to eat for lunch too, which is really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and go to the plot now. There's a lot of work to be done there, so don't judge me. There are lots of weeds and a lot of harvesting to do, and we got a hot weather and I haven't pruned, so there's a lot of dead leaves. But I'm gonna really try to find some time to do that this weekend because it's just overwhelming. There's so much to do. You do it and a few days later it's like all over again, which is great, but it's hard to juggle with just regular life in this garden. but I'm gonna show you guys anyways how it looks like over there. I know I have to harvest some more tomatoes because I walked by and they were like pretty ripe, so I'm gonna take a basket with me for that. But mostly I'm just gonna be showing around how things are looking and how much it has grown in this past few weeks. Okay, so here's how the pot garden looks like. It's grown a lot, and square behind me. The sunflower came out and it's almost at the end of its life. So I think last time I was here with the camera like 3 weeks ago, and that hadn't opened yet, but now it has opened and is drooping its head and forming some seeds. That's when, you remember the sunflower in my front yard that the squirrel had eaten? When it starts doing that and it starts forming the seeds, that's when the birds and the squirrels come and eat it. So you have to kind of protect it if you want to save it. You can wrap something around it. I had a baggie not a plastic bag, like a little fabric bag that was slightly transparent, like a little friendly. And I had it covered because it was small. I had two, so I could save the seeds, but someone decided to take it. So I don't really think it was an animal, again, just because I didn't see the bag anywhere. There was a mess around. It was a clear cut too, so I think probably someone just decided that they also wanted sunflowers in the garden, which I think is slightly sad, but I understand. But if they knew, they took the bag, they knew what I was doing for sure, because they knew I was trying to save seeds, and they thought that they could get it for themselves, which I'm still a little upset about it, to be quite honest. But okay, so here is corn field that what happened before was our seeds got wet, and I just threw some in there to see if it was going to grow, even though it's under this fig tree, and it is going. It's small, but I guess it's growing. There's some squash in the back, in the bottom, and some beans. So I guess I tried to do sort of like a twin sister. Over here I cleared out some of the dying plants. This amaranth's about to have a little flower. I'm very excited. There's little squash in there, cucumber trying to grow here. I'm gonna get rid of the tomato too. This plant's getting some powdery mildew. I need to come here and just trim everything so it gets more airflow in this area. It's really big. A yellow squash and beans here. I think I harvested some, but I still have no. Yeah, this is a purple bean. There we go. This is a small one. It will still grow, but that's how it looks like. I love that color. It does turn green when you cook it though. And cauliflower. I had no idea it was actually going to grow this big, but I might not harvest today. I might leave it for a couple more days, and then I'm gonna come and harvest. And that tomato plant needs to go. It's really dry. I know I haven't been watering here regularly. It's been mostly rain. So I need to harvest all of these tomatoes, and I think I'm gonna make jam because it looks so pretty. I love the color. Maybe a tomato and bacon jam or something. I'm gonna think about it, but I'm taking all of that with me today. And there's a few red little ones that I'm gonna take to that big guy over there. It's also gonna go with me. It's that yellow purple shoulder one. I have a few at my home already from my own front yard garden, but I'm gonna take that one too. And look, the sunshine just came out. It looks so pretty in here. So tomatoes, sunflowers growing good. I really want to have lots of sunflower, some beans to be ready to be picked. I'm gonna pick some of these guys too today. There's not a sunflower right there in the back. Oh, look at that, how pretty. And there's a big one that's gonna open. I'm excited for that one too. And more beans here. I just saw a spot there too. I'm gonna harvest a bunch of beans. I already have a bunch of beans. That's a lot more that I have to harvest. Look at that. This is only from this side. This guy is also full of beans. It's mostly, I can take more from the back actually there. It's very hard to get in here. So it's like a cave, you know, just a shelter for probably animals and stuff. So I don't really want to go there inside. But from the back, I've been harvesting some beans. That squash is going wild and grew. It's growing on that side. It's growing on that side. It's the same plant. And it's incredible how it's just been all over the place. Before I go there, I'll just show this bed here quick. Oh, this one is a good one too. We have this amaranth growing here. There's some more Poblano pepper. That one was overwintered and it's little compared to my beautiful big one. So dark you can't really see, but that's the same pepper I showed earlier with the ripening yellow ones. This okra is doing really good. I'm very excited. This one here has space and everything, so it's doing great. I'm super happy about that. And I have some amaranth here from color, some peppers. Those are, let me see what you are. Oh, shishitos. Oh, I do have to harvest a few too. There's a bunch here. Okay, shishitos are very prolific. I've been having a lot of them. Very happy about it. There's some jalapenos in here, little ones. And here, more shishitos. So I have some flowers, some shishitos here, some shishitos there. So we're gonna have a good harvest soon. So we already had a few. And that's it. So for this side, my zinnias got really bad powdery mildew. So I'm thinking to actually take that down. Even though they're so pretty, I'm having a hard time because they're so beautiful. I love the flowers, but the leaves are kind of destroyed. And these guys, I have to come here and really try to prune it again. I did it. I said I was scared to do it, but I did it the other day, and it just all grew back and took more. So I'm gonna have to do it again. Come here, at least take the surface leaves out. And this bean's kind of dying here, but it's full of green beans. Wow, so I've got more stuff to harvest than I thought. I was gonna have to take tomatoes. I gotta get that. Those leeks are kind of looking ready to go too. So, but I'm gonna leave a little bit more tomatoes. Those yellow guys, definitely trying to make a jam or something out of them. So I'm gonna harvest those too, and then probably get rid of the plant because it's struggling. I'll let everything else kind of grow here. There's some okras in here I want to take over. A little edamame in there too, and 3 sister bed, looking wild. Some corn in there with setting some tassels too. I think you can see. I don't know if that's the proper name, sorry. And then sunflowers. Lots of bees in the corn there, which is interesting. And I need to prune some of this squash that's turning yellow below there too. So that's my thing about 3 Sisters. It gets pretty shady, so I'm wondering why. Anyways, I'll figure out. And then over there too, I need to cut those leaves. The sunflowers in the back, I'm very excited to have this flowering really soon. There's some beans in there growing in that pole that I put up. And massive squash on this side too. So peppers. Oh, there's some good peppers growing here. And some more. A lot more peppers growing around here. So I'm very happy that the peppers kind of took. So some more there, a lot more there, and there's 2 bigger plants in here. I'm not sure what kind of peppers those are actually. Oh, bell pepper, great. So that's I think it's a mini bell pepper plant here, great. And there's 2 more of the same here that I think my neighbor planted this because I do have some of that too, but I don't remember putting up here. I don't know. The beginning of the season is kind of crazy. But they don't have like hot peppers, so I'm wondering what those kind of are. And this guy's a bell pepper that I have harvested a few from it already. Sorry, from a seed from bell pepper. Saved to my plant last year. Alright, another okra there. So overall, everybody's looking good. This beautiful morning light in here. It's looking pretty full. And we've got the sunflowers, the squash. It used to be a compost pile here. It's like squash completely took over. I don't see any fruit in there, but I can't really get into this. This is so cool. If you guys remember, I used to put my camera in there and talk about things with this background, and you can see our ground, I like the soil, and now it's all taken over by plants. That's so pretty. I'm so happy to see that. I was feeling a little overwhelmed, thinking that's a lot of work in here, but just seeing this garden in the morning light just made me want to come here and work on it again and try to make everything look nice. It's just amazing that I can come to a place like this in the middle of this hectic, noisy city. So very grateful for this place. Kale is looking nice too. I might take some of these leaves home with me to eat. It's looking really pretty and healthy. It needs a little trim. It's getting a little bit too big. This bush bean and basil patch is kind of getting a little out of control. I can't keep up with the basil. Every time I come here, pick it up, but sending this one into flower, so I'm just gonna let it flower. I had a lot of pesto and a lot of salads with basil, so just let it go. The ones in my front yard garden are doing great still. I can't, because I'm there all the time, I can pick the things every day, so I can get the basil from there if I want to. And also we have, there's a lot of bees in there, so I don't disturb them much, but we have this purple beans in here that I gotta come in and harvest as well. They're finally kind of setting a lot of fruit, so excited about that. And look at this guy, I just noticed it's about to open. Look at that. I love when the sunflowers are in this stage. You can see kind of shy of the color they would be, and hopefully next time I come here it will be open. Can't wait to see those guys open too. I think we'll bring a kind of a pop of life in the garden and make it look pretty as well. I'm very excited. So I'm just gonna go ahead and harvest some tomatoes right now. This is way more tomatoes than I expected. This is kind of falling off the basket. I don't even want to tilt it. But I got all of this just right now. Oop, plus everything that I showed you guys earlier for the staging picture. So that's pretty exciting. So I'm going to, got a few beans. Obviously this is pretty full. I might come back here a little later to get the rest of the beans, but the tomatoes really needed to be picked. Still left a few on the vines, the ones that were kind of green, but I didn't want to take the vine down. I don't have time for it right now. But look at that, pretty cool, huh? That was one harvest, all of these tomatoes, so very happy about it. Alright, so I'm going to check out of this video here. I'm super excited about this tomato harvest. I was not, I've seen it in the plant, but when you put it in a basket, that's when you kind of see how much you actually get. And this big guy too, kind of cool. So if you've been watching for almost 4 months now, thank you so much for watching. I'll keep everyone updated what the next plan is with the frequency of these garden tours. If you guys don't mind the noise, just also let me know, because I do receive quite a few complaints. Not really here in the comments on YouTube, but my followers on Instagram, they always say they'll watch it and they always say like, oh my god, it's so noisy where you live, and unfortunately it is. So thank you so much again. I hope you guys have an incredible week, and I'll see you next time.